Hello.
Hi.
Bodyguards, choosers, hello.
What's up?
Welcome to the Play Choices podcast. We're doing a bonus episode. It's late because we have lives.
Mm-hmm.
We're happy. We're actually fulfilled in life. And I will say,
Yeah,
we had a
yeah.
discussion about this, like offline, like not on recording, where we literally said we were like, the happier we are, the slower we are in this podcast.
Yes. Yes.
Like the viewers are like praying for our downfall.
Yeah. You said, damn, I miss them depressed bitches.
Right. You said we miss when they had nothing else going on in their lives and
Oh
like
my
choices was
God.
all we miss when we used choices as a coping mechanism.
Yeah, yeah.
Now we're happy. And so we're going to be late to everything. But the point is that we're here. And Lucas, we're here to discuss an emergency. This is an emergency.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to send you a URL because I don't even know what to call this. Like, I honestly don't even know what to title this episode. Like, it's a choices chat. Well, okay, it's a bonus episode choices chat about VIP because we need to talk about this.
Okay.
This was published on August 23rd. So for reference, we're talking about this 6 days later. So it's pretty much old news.
Yes.
We're like the Microsoft Edge of the choices community. You
Absolutely.
know? Like we're
Absolutely.
or sorry, Microsoft Explorer. See, I didn't even get the meme right. That just kind of proves the point, right? So, let's just go through the article and let's discuss. So it got published on August 23rd, and its title is VIP Early Access Updates and More. So let's just talk about the bullshit at the very top of the article. It shows a graphic that shows Shipwrecked, Shipwrecked, Wake the Dead, Surrender, and Crimes of Passion. And so it's on a timeline format. So like under each book, it shows the VIP early access release date and then the wide release for everyone who doesn't spend $15 a month on this app. And basically, the original calendar that was communicated in the Choices Insiders for August, they kind of just communicated it in the Choices Insiders as like, oh, everyone's gonna, they're like a general release date. They didn't specify those for VIP only. But in this update, they're confirming that all of the original dates for Shipwrecked, which was like August, Wake the Dead, October, Surrender, November, Crimes of Passion, December, are actually only for VIP. And if you aren't subscribing, the actual release date for the rest of us are like 2 to 3 months after the VIP release date. Now, for Shipwrecked, we knew it was going to be VIP only. But the last 3 of the year, we did not know.
Why didn't they tell us that sooner?
Girl, let me talk about this because I had a couple of people, like sometimes when Choices like makes announcements, I will have people like literally in my tweets the moment that the announcement is made, basically being like taking sides, and they're trying to predict like where my opinion is going to land because I at least had at least 2 people like come to me with their rant and like, listen, it's an interactive fiction app. Like, I'm not here to destroy egos over difference of opinion, but it was just very interesting to me to see how people thought I was going to land on this because there were quite a few people who like assumed that like I would be mad at the fandom and I would kind of protect PB, but like I think this is 100% PB's fault.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Because why would you communicate a giant calendar and get everyone hyped up for content and like make us think that it's all going to come out like this year and then be like, just kidding, it's all coming out in like 2022 unless you hand us more money than a Netflix subscription.
I know. And the fact that every single one of them is VIP, like what?
Literally. Some of this information we're going to get to in the actual content of the article. To be clear, I'm just giving my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll read the article. VIP was always communicated to the Choices fandom as early release. Always, 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 always. And then, like, their early release was like, okay, we'll release this exclusive content and we'll hold it for, like, 6 months to a year and then release it to everybody. So what was happening with Choices is that they were, like, prioritizing, like, VIP content at first when it first came out. And, like, the rest of the free content was, like, really dry. And so there was this like kind of frustration from like free users where we were like, oh, we're not getting anything, and all of the content's only for VIP. And I will say in the back half of the year, like kind of like July through maybe like June through August, I would estimate, was where VIP became really dry.
Hmm.
And everything was for wide release because they had the Nanny Affair book 2 in July. They're having Queen Bee in September. They had the sequel for the Royal Romance come out in July as well. Or I think the Nanny Affair was June. I'm getting the dates wrong, but like you understand the general consensus,
Right.
which is like at one point VIP was overloaded and free was there, and then at some point it switched around where free content was completely not overloaded, but the cadence finally got back to a kind of normal cadence, and VIP was bare. And I think they always intended to run it like this, which is fine. That's fine with me. If people want to pay for this, it's not an issue. It's
Yeah.
just more so the communication. And I think that PB sometimes gets a lot of hate on their socials. And they're like, oh, I feel like a lot of times they kind of brush it off because clearly we complain and like Choices very rarely actually listens to our complaints. So I think a lot of times it just gets brushed off as like angry fans. You know, the majority of them still pay for everything. So it's just a vocal minority and like a silent majority. But like they genuinely fucked up with this because I will say like the backlash that I saw on social media was so intense. It was so intense that Choices actually tweeted about it. And I'm going to save that tweet until like the very end of the article. Okay, so my final thoughts are, am I mad that VIP is structured like this? Absolutely not. Where I think that Choices fucked up is by communicating, hey, this is the general calendar, and hiding until like 3 weeks later that it was only going to be for VIP.
Yes.
Some people were like should I even say this?
Yes. We speak honesty and truth since day
I
one.
saw some people saying that like, oh, they're just mad that they can't afford VIP, which is like, keep that elitist bullshit out of my mentions,
Oh,
please.
absolutely. Absolutely.
People are out here living paycheck to paycheck, and like if they don't want to spend $15 on a visual novel app that honestly doesn't even make that much fucking content, like don't
And the amount of
please.
errors that choices have, what are we paying for?
Right, the complete like lack of diversity, whether it's like ethnic, racial,
Right.
sexual, gender, disability, religion representation. None of this screams to me this is $15 worthy content.
Yeah.
So like please stay out of my fucking mentions complaining about people who are complaining being poor. Don't do that shit. The issue is not the how VIP is structured or about the announcement. It's the way they communicated it. And PB loves to like throw their hands up and be like, "Oh, people are setting us hate," but it's like y'all set yourselves up for this shit.
Absolutely. How can you tell us that Shipwreck was going to be a VIP exclusive book months on end? We already knew. And then get us hyped like, one monthly article at a time about these books coming towards the end of the year, which is not the end of the year,
Yeah,
like for everyone.
yeah. Because it's like realistically, what's the lineup for like the rest of us then who don't want to spend $15? Because like, okay, we get Queen Bee in September, and what's the back half of 2021 for us?
Yeah.
Let me go look at the
Yeah, wait.
let me go look up the choices, August choices insiders from Pixelberry and see what they've been teasing. Let's go back and let's do a comparison of what they did. Cuz like if we're going to sit here and complain about this, let's actually go
Spit
back and
facts.
forth.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at the calendar. Because literally, I say August Shipwrecked, The Unexpected Heiress, which was also a formerly VIP book. So, like, to me, it's not real free content, but okay, go off. 2021 projected releases Queen Bee in September, Wake the Dead October, Surrender November, and then Crimes of Passion December. So, like, I'm telling you right now, Queen Bee is the only free release for the rest of the year, unless there's a surprise coming up.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they're like, why are people upset? Like, here's the thing. If you're not upset about it, I'm not here to like make fun of you for not being upset about it. I just think the way that people were divided over this is like, we don't actually need to argue about this. If
Right.
some people are upset about it, okay. If you're not upset about it, okay. But it was just some people were like, the people who aren't upset about this are like stupid. And then there were other people on the other side who were like, well, if you are upset about it, you're stupid. And it's like, we just don't need to talk to each other like this. We really don't.
It's really not that deep. It's just like the reality of it is after September, free users have nothing to look forward to until January.
Correct. And it's also the fact that Pixelberry made an error in their miscommunication by trying to lead
Absolutely.
everybody on and get them hyped up for content that we weren't going to see for like another like 3 to 4 months.
Cause I'm really looking at Shipwreck, and I'm just how much could really go on in Shipwrecked?
I will say people who are playing Shipwrecked are loving it.
Really? Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
they're
okay.
loving it. I personally, like, people are doing Twitch streams. I haven't um tuned in for any of them. Actually, I haven't tuned in for any of them because I don't want to spoil it for myself is like
Mm-hmm.
the issue. So that's why I haven't been tuning in. But let me go ahead and plug two people who are streaming it. So Marching Cat, I've talked about her on the stream. She actually just became like a Choices like partner. Like Choices like officially partnered with her, which I'm so endlessly proud of her for. She's just great. I don't know how else to say this other than like Martian Cat is like one of the most supportive people I've met in the community, and like I love that she got like an actual like sponsored spot um with Choices. And so she's streaming Shipwrecked. She plays it on Thursday, and I think she also added an additional stream on Twitch on Saturday. And then, in addition to that, my dear friend on Twitter, at Masquerade Redux, I'll put it on the screen because it's a long one on Twitter. And Twitch.tv Fishy Buns just started streaming Shipwrecked on Saturdays as well. 11 a.m. PT, 2 p.m. ET, 3 p.m. AT, 7 p.m. BST. The fact that there's this many time zones listed on the advertisement is kind of a joke between us, so just know that. So I don't know if Fishy's actually going to stream on a regular schedule. Like I don't know if that's happening week to week or it's just kind of like when she's available. But she's also streaming. Um Literally the Twitter bio says counting down to becoming a Surrender Stan account. So if you are
Love
interested
that.
in watching people stream, go check Martian Cat and Fishy out. Also another shout out at and Eric Mitch is streaming Blades right now, which I also didn't want to fucking watch because I didn't want spoilers. So can y'all just like please stream a book that I can actually watch? Because I can't tune in for any of them because I don't want fucking spoilers. But Eric is also streaming Blades. He tries to stream every day at 3 p.m. I want to say he lists it in Eastern Standard Time, but I'm not sure. 3 p.m. either Eastern Standard Time, and if it's not, his time zone is like an hour after. So if it's not 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it's 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, I had to do my plugs. I went on a full tangent. Did I miss anything?
No, love that. No.
Okay. Yeah, so basically, I'm not upset with Pixelberry about the actual way they formatted VIP. It's just the way that they communicated it is what has them
Absolutely.
fucked up, and will endlessly have them fucked up. Okay, before we get on with the rest of the chapter, let me interrupt with some plugs. So you can leave us a voice message at anchor.fm/play-choices-podcast/message. It could show up in a future episode. You can also directly support this podcast at anchor.fm/play-choices-podcast/support. If we haven't convinced you yet, listen to this amazing, amazing commercial that Lucas and I put together for you. It
In
takes
the
me
arms
hours.
of an angel.
It takes me, no, keep singing. It takes me
I
hours to record. No, keep doing it.
Here
It takes me
are
hours to record and edit this podcast.
wherever you
And
are.
with your donation
I believe
of
that
$1 a
my
month
heart will
could save V from
go
smashing her fucking head
on.
into a wall.
Why does the heart
Thank you so
go?
much. And back to our episode. So let's go ahead and read the actual article. Okay, so there's a little asterisk on the calendar that we just went over, which says these projected release dates do not reflect possible book breaks. For more info on why books go on break, please check the FAQ section here, which is like, okay, good that they caveated that because they always get something about that.
Yeah.
So let's start with the actual article. It says, hello, Choices community. We have news about VIP. All new books for the rest of 2021 will be launched through VIP early access, followed by a wide release to the rest of our players around each mid-book mark. And then it says refer to the calendar image. Before we dive into the details, we want to take this time to recognize our players by playing our game and sharing your love for Choices. You've allowed us to continue to create more stories with heart for everyone. Your kind words, beautiful fan art, Choices streams, and dedication to the Choices community bring joy to our days and purpose to our work. Thank you for all the support over the past 5 years and many more to come. So a lot of like lovey-dovey bullshit. I don't really have any more to say about this section. So then it says quick Q&A. What is VIP Early Access? VIP Early Access means VIP members can gain access to certain books before they're released to everyone. They say certain books, but it kind of looks like it's just all of them.
All of them?
Well, actually,
Right.
no, it's not all of them because they don't get access to sequels. My apologies. If there's a sequel, it doesn't go VIP Early Access. So they are correct in saying certain books, but every new series feels like it's going to be coming out of VIP Early Access from now on.
Yeah.
The next one says, so does this mean only VIP will be receiving books and everyone else will have no content to read? Nope. The new VIP early access releases will be overlapping wide releases in a flow that will provide all players with constant influx of content, whether you're VIP or non-VIP, which I feel like that's a future state thing. For the next 3 months, it's going to be rough if they don't change this.
Yeah.
I understand future state, yes, but like current state, like new VIP, it sucks. When is the mid bookmark? On average, the mid bookmark will be 2 months after a book launch. For example, a 16-chapter book will have its mid bookmark on chapter 8. Will non-VIP players have the opportunity to play VIP content? Absolutely, just in a different time frame. As illustrated and mentioned above, non-VIP players will be able to play books during the wide release mark around mid-book. Will book sequels be first in VIP 2? Book sequels will not be released in VIP Early Access and will be available for all players upon release. Will chapters continue to be released weekly? Yes, both VIP and wide release chapters will continue to be on a weekly release schedule. Why are you changing the structure of content releases? This was always meant to be the structure of VIP. We just need to fix a few bugs in VIP's initial debut. Can I just say, why the fuck would you... Why? Why would you launch a program and ask people to pay $15 fucking for it and it's buggy upon
And
release?
it's still buggy. Yeah.
Pixelberry. Come the fuck on. That is some bullshit.
When something is buggy and people are trying to review it, it's like you are paying to be part of their staff. Like, that's how I feel. Like,
exactly. Don't ask for your consumers to pay $15 and then admit, by the way, it was fucked up.
Yeah.
So it took us like over a year to fix it. I'm sucking my teeth at that part of the article. Because that is in really bad taste to say. Why wouldn't you just hold off on... I understand, they're owned by a parent company and all of that shit, and I get it. They probably were pressured to release it, even though, like, they didn't have it together. But just think about this from, like, a consumer's point of view. I am now paying $15 for something that you admit for a full year was incorrect.
Trashy.
Like, what? There's nothing else to say.
There's nothing else to say.
There's really nothing else to say. Like, you could have held on to this and fixed it, but instead you encouraged your consumers to spend $15 on something that wasn't even correct when it first released. Okay. The last of it says we have more news to share. Many of you have asked about the playstyles in Wake the Dead, Shipwrecked, and Surrender. In Wake the Dead, your main character will be gender of choice. In Shipwrecked, you will have a gender customizable main character and a customizable love interest. When playing through Surrender, you'll be able to experience scenes from the main character and your love interest points of view. And then the rest of it is just kind of like a goodbye to the article. So glad to know that Wake the Dead is gender of choice, Shipwrecked also gender customizable, and a customizable love interest because that is a single LI book. I guess that means that Wake the Dead will not be a single LI book.
Right.
Because if it was, they would make it customizable. And then through Surrender, you'll be able to experience scenes from the main character and your love interest point of view, which is kind of interesting because when I think of a love interest point of view, like I immediately think of sex scenes because Surrender's obviously going to be a sex book. So, like, my kind of impression is, like, am I going to have to listen to my love interest talk about how hot I am? Because I'm usually not thinking, like, oh, MC's so attractive. I mean, MCs are cute, but, like, I want to read about the LI because I think that they're hot.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to get off on, like, my LI being like, MC's pussy's so tight. Like, I don't know if that's what I'm going to get off to. Like, not from an interactive fiction novel. That's not necessarily the content I'm trying to get from an IF. Yeah, that's actually, let's go ahead and end it properly because they actually did tweet. So they came out with this article on August 24th, and they got 85 replies to on Twitter. 40 people quote tweeted it. So people had stuff to say. And literally the very next day, on August 24th, they tweeted PSA. Hi, Choices community. With the recent news regarding the new VIP schedule, we want to let you know that we are reading your feedback and have compiled as much as we can to share with our teams. Thank you for your honesty and love for the Choices community. You know how bad
you have to fuck up?
Mm-hmm. You know how bad the backlash has to be to apologize?
Oh my god. And it's so crazy because they probably thought they were really doing something, and then this backlash just slapped them in the face.
I will say I do feel bad for the social media teams because obviously the people who run the social media do not determine the schedule.
Exactly.
And so the social media is like, we heard you. Please stop abusing us.
Yes,
we're going to send it to the actual people in charge.
Yes, and it's so crazy because that's the most that they can do. It's just like...
Yeah, we have compiled as much as we can. That's what... We have done what we could.
I love it because that tweet literally says, like, do not shoot the messenger. Like...
Literally. The @Play Choices on Twitter said, we hear you, bitch. Loud and clear. We hear you with the megaphone, and, like, we are trying our best. Please cease and desist your fire. Cease fire. Cease and desist your tweets, please.
Oh my god. Oh no.
I mean, y'all already know how I feel that, like, I do think everyone on the internet needs to be nicer to Choices. Like, whether you, like, if you have feedback, you can give it kindly. I know I bitched about some people being kind of rude on either side. It really was about people being rude on either side, not necessarily one side or the other. I do think that people need to give their feedback, like, more kindly when they talk to Choices, because realistically, the people that you're talking to are the people who run the social media team, and, like, they don't have any control over that shit. And also, you should just be nice. Like, it's interactive fiction. It's not the serious, sweetheart. Okay, like, you don't need to, like, be cussing out and calling, like, Pixelberry dicks. Like, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
But I love that they said that because, like you said, it truly was like a please don't shoot the messenger kind
of like, literally, they're like, I'm sorry. The only thing I could do is apologize for them and then give them this information. Like, that's it. Like, that's all I can do.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, I guess they've shared the feedback. I don't know what that means for the future. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say.
You did it again. Choices.
Yeah. You know, Choices, every 6 months you disappoint me. I think that's about the average schedule we're on now. So, you know, you have a great opportunity to turn it around.
It's so crazy because all they have to do is listen. That's it.
That's it. Like, baby, just put your ear. Put your ear to the social medias. And by this, I'm not talking to the social media team. I'm talking to the directors at Choices.
Yeah.
Just listen.
Just listen, baby.
We'll tell you all the correct answers. Just open the tweets. Just open the Excel file the social media team put together for you and read them. And I promise you have the answer right on the palm of your hands.
Absolutely.
Okay? Directors at PB. Okay? Directors at Nexus, which I think is the name of their parent company, but I don't know for sure. Let them pause VIP so that way people don't absolutely bash them on social media anymore. I'm trying to help you, Pixelberry. I am.
They about to start a whole civil war in the Twitter feed. Like this.
In the Twitter feed. Because people were going back and forth, people on both sides. People were like, oh, if you didn't read it correctly, you're an idiot. I was like, oh. And then some people were like, fuck you, Pixelberry. And I was like, that's a bit much.
You said, "Ooh, okay, ooh, all right."
I said, y'all are getting a little saucy on both sides. We can both calm it down. We can both just calm it down. Okay. I was like, there's actual, like, have y'all read the foreign, like, international news? There's literally, like, crimes happening abroad. Like, we don't need to do this.
Right, right.
I promise you. Like, this is not the most dire thing on your list. Anyways, yet again, another very sassy episode for me. I'm just in the mood today. That's really it. I'm just in the mood. But yeah, thank everybody so much for listening. I know this is coming out probably over a week after the update, but like I said, we're happy and blessed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing what I'm willing to do.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
And so was Lucas.
Mm-hmm. Just like Choices is doing what they are willing to do, so
Correct.
we just match energy here.
We match
okay?
vibes on this podcast.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So, yeah, I mean, let me do my little selfish gremlin plug. I stream every Tuesday, 4 p.m. PT, 7 p.m. ET. I stream Romance Club. I know some people have very kindly hopped into my Twitter and asked me to stream Choices. I will not be doing that. Love you. Love you. I get too much of it as is right now. So I will not be doing Choices. Thank you so much for your suggestion, though. We're streaming Romance Club. Currently, we're streaming Shadows of Saint 4. If you have any recommendations for what else you'd like to see me stream that isn't Choices, please let me know. I also think I'm going to add like an extra day during October because I want to play a scary game.
Ooh, okay.
So if you have any suggestions for scary games, if you have any like short scary games you want me to play, like send that through. Things like that I will add to the schedule. But I'm taking suggestions. Send me everything and just let me wade through the suggestions. But yeah, I mean, Lucas, is there anything else you want to say?
No, I'm just, disappointed, but that's of the norm. And
right.
Expectations are not high, but we shall move forward as a community.
We'll make it through this. I promise.
Right.
We will. And if you decide to leave, then I hope you have a great life. Hope maybe you'll still listen to the podcast. I don't know. But good luck in whatever your endeavors are in the future. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Actually, that's it. Bye, folks.
Yeah. Bye.